Alexander, thisjustgotreal.com, coming at you with some beginning guitar lessons. You've always wanted to do it. Well, you are doing it now, my friend. Beginning guitar. You've never picked up the guitar really, and these are the first lessons you're going to need to play the 5 or 6 chords you're going to want to have in your back pocket to play millions of songs. Maybe not millions, but seriously, over 1 million songs. 5 or 6 chords, and you can play them all. Just need a little practice. A little bit about me. I've been playing guitar for about 30 years. Started in classical guitar, and I quickly realized that I'm not a classical guitarist. But I then switched quickly to rhythm guitar and realized, I can do this. I can do this. Realized I could play all my favorite Hank Williams songs, my favorite Johnny Cash songs, my favorite Elvis Costello songs with just a few chords in my back pocket. And I never looked back. I've been writing my own music for many years now, and that's all linked below. My band is called January Sun. All of that is linked below. Working on a second album right now, and also working on a second project called Mustache and Cleavage, and I'll be linking that soon when that album comes out in just a little while. A little bit about my website, thisjustgotreal.com. We make band t-shirts for imaginary bands. That's right, band t-shirts for imaginary bands. I happen to be wearing one of them right now. Squeezy, that's one of our bands on the site. Go to thisjustgotreal.com and check it all out. It's kind of strange, but kind of cool. If you like that kind of thing, check it out. The bands have their own pages. The bands have their own pictures. The bands have everything except, well, the music, because they're imaginary. Check it out at thisjustgotreal.com. So let's get right to it here with some guitar lessons. First, you need to know that if your guitar isn't in tune, you're not going to sound at all like you should. You're not going to sound like I sound right now in this video. My guitar is in tune. Hand your guitar to a friend who knows how to tune it. That's probably the best way when you're very, very, very much a beginner. There's lots of good tuning apps out there. I have a link to my tuning video below. Check that out. I'll explain everything you need to know about tuning your guitar and show you how to use those apps. It's really easy. It just takes a little bit of practice, like everything else. Practice, practice, practice. So a quick pep talk. My friend, guitar is hard. It's hard. I'm not going to lie to you. It's hard at first, but give it some time. Give it some time. Have some patience with it. Give it a couple of weeks before your fingers stop hurting. They're going to hurt a lot in the beginning, but you're going to get calluses, and those calluses are going to make it so that you don't feel that pain anymore. And after a couple of months of practicing for, let's say, 5 to 10 minutes a day, you're going to start sounding like you know what you're doing on this thing. You can play some songs even, and if you're a singer, you can sing along, and people are going to be like, what the heck happened? They didn't play guitar like a couple months ago, and now they sound amazing. It's going to happen for you. It's going to happen for you, but be patient. Be patient. Put that time in, a couple months. Follow along on these videos. I'm going to show you some really, really important chords. I'm going to progress through some important chords in a certain order, and after a few lessons, you're going to have enough in your back pocket to start playing your favorite songs, I promise. All right, so let's get right to it. Let's zoom in, and I'll show you the first 2 chords here. All right, so before we jump into the chords, just some basics about the guitar. We've got the body of the guitar, got the neck. We've got the headstock. This is called the headstock right here, this piece, headstock. And we've got the tuners, little tuning pegs, tuners. We've got the bridge, this piece right here. There's strap bolts, a strap bolt here. I got a strap bolt here. I don't currently have anything attached to those straps, and then we've got the nut right here. So The strings, 6 strings, each attached to their own tuner, right? We'll talk about tuning in the tuning video, but you'll see that each string has its own tuning peg. The order of the strings is important. E, A, D, starting from the top string, the one closest to you, the low E, E, A, D, G, B, E. Start memorizing that now, that mnemonic device that everybody loves. I didn't make it up, but it's Eddie ate dynamite. Goodbye, Eddie. Oh, Eddie, why would you do that? Anyway, E, A, D, G, B, E. Memorize those notes, the notes that the strings are tuned to when you're in standard tuning. I've got a pick in my hand that I play with. This one has like a little hole in the middle for better grip. The more flexible the pick, the better in the beginning. Find yourself a pretty flexible pick. It's a little easier to play with in the beginning. The more advanced you get, the harder and harder you'll find that you want your picks to be. But I still kind of like a sort of a medium flexibility in my picks. And if you hold your thumb up like this, place the pick in that orientation, so the pointy part is here, and then just sort of grab it with the pointer finger in a comfortable place, and then you're just strumming, you're painting, you're got a loose arm motion going, right? Okay, so let's talk about the frets. So right here, this first piece here, it's usually a piece of plastic. It's called the nut. It's called the nut. And in between the nut and this piece of metal, this metal bar right here, this is the first fret, okay? The fret is the piece in between either the pieces of metal, or in this case the nut and the first piece of metal, right? So this is the first fret, second fret, third fret, etc. down the neck. You're also going to notice that your guitar neck has little dots on it on the 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, and 12th frets. The 12th fret, and even all the way down if you keep going. But the 12th fret has a double set of 2 dots. And what that means is you've gone all the way up an octave. So this is played open, that's an E. And if you finger the 12th fret on the E, that's also an E, 1 octave up. Right? You can also see there's dots on the face of the neck, and that's to tell your bandmates, your fellow musicians from across the stage, where you are on your own guitar neck. It's a little easier. It's an easy reference point for them visually when you're standing across from somebody. So, first fret, second fret, third fret, etc. We're going to start by playing E minor. Okay, so you're going to take your pointer finger, first finger, pointer finger, and you're going to place it on the second fret on the A string. Not the E, but the A string, okay? Tip of your finger pressed down, hard as you can. It doesn't have to be that hard. You don't have to split the skin open there, but press it down hard. The harder the better. It'll ring out when you place it down firmly, okay? Now you're going to take your middle finger and you're going to put it also on the second fret on the D string, okay? So now you've got your pointer finger on the A and your middle finger on the D. And now, when you strum all of the strings, you are playing E minor. Little tip, you want to have when you're fingering a string, you want to be as close to the fret, the bar, the metal bar side of the fret that's closest to the sound hole. So in other words, you'd want to be here if you're fingering the second fret A string, and not up here, right? The closer you are up here, it just kind of starts to sound buzzy, and then the closer down here you get, the more clearly you hear it ring. And when you've got two fingers like this on the same fret, one on the A string, one on the D string, you kind of have to cram them in there a little bit, but try to get them both as close to that fret, to that bar that's closest to the sound hole, so that it's ringing out nicely. Your other fingers are just hanging out, not doing a thing. I got my thumb, which is kind of pointed up, and my other fingers just sort of kicking it old school over here. Careful not to touch any of the other strings, because of course if you touch a string and wet a string, you know, just sort of touch it lightly, it doesn't ring out. That's what we call wetting a string. You can even, like with your hand, accidentally touch the high E string, the palm of your hand. So what you want to do is just sort of put the palm of your hand on the back of the neck, not too tightly, just sort of resting there so that your fingers can, tips of your fingers can push down where they need to be on the strings. All right? You can play the chord and ask yourself, does it sound right? And you know what? If it sounds right, it is right. It's like food. If it tastes right, it is right. You can even play the strings one at a time to see how that's all sounding. Okay? All right, let's talk about A sus2, which is our second chord that we're going to talk about here. So we've got from E minor, all you're going to do is take your pointer finger, and now you're fingering the D string with your pointer finger, second fret still, D string, pointer finger, and middle finger now is going to be on the G string just below it, all right? So you've essentially just moved those fingers down, each one down a string from E minor to A sus2, all right? So A sus2 is going to sound like this. You can play all the strings on this one too. If you're really good, you're just going to hit the lower 5 strings. You could even sort of lightly wet the E string at the top there so it doesn't ring out too much, but try not to hit it at all. But it's okay if you hit all the strings. That works too. Okay? So, let's try strumming together. We're going to start with E minor. Okay, let's go back to E minor. Pointer finger on the second fret A string, middle finger on the second fret also D string, okay? And then we're going to go 4 counts of E minor, and then we're going to switch to A sus2. Okay, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, I think I said 4 counts, that was 8 counts. That's okay. We are rocking and rolling right there. Rocking and rolling. E minor and A sus2. You were playing guitar. Nice job. Okay, that's it. A couple of chords, E minor, A sus2, and you are on your way, my friend. You are on your way to being an amazing guitar player. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel here and pressing that notification button, that little bell next to the word subscribe. That's going to let you know every time I post a new video here to this channel. And check out thisjustgotreal.com for all of your imaginary band needs, specifically your imaginary band apparel. We have t-shirts on there, we have hoodies, and we have lots of pictures and kind of crazy things on there. Check it out, thisjustgotreal.com. This is Alexander, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. I can't wait to get you alone, babe.
fan the fire